Greetings and salutations. It is time for us to learn about molar
Molar
mass.
mass.
Okay, so do you know what molar mass is?
Molar mass is the mass of a compound in 1 mole.
Okay, so we're looking at a concept of a mole, which we will get into in later units, but a mole is just kind of like a unit of measurement. Like if I were to tell you I had a dozen eggs.
So you'd have 12 eggs in 1 dozen.
Right, so a mole is just a unit of measurement that tells us how many of something there are, and we'll get to find out how many that is in a later unit. So
Well,
right
in
now,
moles are currency of chemistry. Everything
right,
has to be in moles.
very good point. So moles are the chemistry currency, and we're actually learn how to calculate how many grams of something there are in 1 mole.
Okay.
So should we get started?
Do you remember how to do it?
Kind of, but I mean, hopefully you can help me out through here. Okay, so let's see. We're going to do a couple of examples for you guys, and we're going to start with H2O. If I want to find the molar mass of H2O, I first need to figure out how many atoms of each element there are in this compound. So, can you help me out with that?
Sure. I see 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen.
So I have hydrogen and oxygen. 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. Now I need to go to the periodic table to find the mass for each of those.
Oh, okay.
So let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to go to this periodic table. I know it's kind of hard to read. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But remember that the masses are the numbers with the decimals.
Okay.
That's pretty much the easiest way to see. So we're going to look at hydrogen, and I see that the mass is 1.008.
Okay, and we have 2 of them.
And we
so
have
we just
2 of them.
multiply it by 2.
Right, so let's do that. Let's go back here. So 2 hydrogens times 1.008 grams apiece.
Okay.
And if you look at the oxygen, that was 15.999. Again, those are the masses that we just found on the actual periodic table themselves. So let's do a little multiplication. Get your calculators out. So 2 times 1.008 would be 2.016. And 1 times 15.999. Everybody can do that, right?
Right. 15.999.
15.999.
And a good point is don't round these numbers. You want to use them exactly the way they are on the periodic table.
Right, and in most periodic tables, the ones that you guys are going to use anyway have 3 decimal places, almost all of them. So let's just keep that. Let's not round. And what we finally do here is we're going to add these 2 numbers together. Okay. So if I add those together, I'm going to end up with 18.015. And I got to have my units here. So what are my units?
Grams.
Grams.
Per mole, because that's how many grams are in 1 mole of this compound.
Right. Grams per mole. Great. That was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Let's do a harder one.
Okay, this will be a little bit more fun. So we're going to do aluminum nitrate. AlNO3 3. Okay, and this is kind of complicated sometimes, but go ahead and list out what you see in here.
I see 1 aluminum.
Okay, 1 aluminum.
And then I see 3 nitrates, so that means I have 3 nitrogens. Okay,
so what you're telling me is I'm going to distribute this 3 to each one of those things in the parentheses. Okay, so I have 3 times 1 is 3 nitrogens.
Yep, and 3 times 3 oxygens would be 9.
Okay, don't forget to do that. Very, very important. All right, so let me kind of erase this here so I can have more room. All right, 1 aluminum on the periodic table, if we look at it, weighs 26.982 grams. Nitrogens we know are 14.007. And oxygens, again, 15.999. Again, got these off the periodic table. Let's do our multiplication here for everything. This is just 26.982. 3 times 14.007 is 42.021. And then 9 times 15.999 would be 143.991. Lots of decimals, lots of numbers, but you guys can keep it straight. I have faith. Okay, we're going to add all those numbers together to get our total molar mass. And once we do, we get 212.994. And again, Ms. Angarasa, those units are?
Grams per mole.
Grams per mole. That's how you do molar mass. You just look at the periodic table, see how many of each element you have, Do a little multiplying, divide, or do a little multiplying and adding. Got it.
Perfect.